Hi guys, this is Hesima and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Arcus hobby acrylic inks. Now, I've been having them for quite some time now. I think it's almost a month. These inks comes in a glass bottle and comes with this dropper, which I genuinely love the touch. It's going to be easier for you to pick up inks and such. It gives me this feel of the same vibes of the Liquitex acrylic inks, which is a very huge standard in the miniature painting hobby. Now, if you're wondering for the newbies out there, what is acrylic inks for miniature painting, there's already a lot of videos explaining what's the difference of acrylic inks, contrast or transition paints, and washes. I would just refer for a video like Maniac, and there's so many other YouTubers already explained it. For this video, we're just gonna review the Arcus hobby once if it's a good ink, and maybe test it against with our Liquitex here. Now, Liquitex is a standard, right? It costs around 400 pesos. It's a very expensive ink. It really is. Now, this is only 250, and I bought this in a tire set. I think it's 2,000 something, 2,200, or was it correct, for 10 colors. I already have all of them, and I've been using them for quite some time now. So let's get to the tests. For our first test, people generally want to know if these inks reactivate. Now, to try this, I will do a little bit drabble in a piece of paper and see if they activate through water. Now, acrylic inks, when dried, supposed to be waterproof. They won't smear, they won't smudge. So this is a 220 GS watercolor paper, so we're gonna test it on this. Now, let's try our very first color and see how good it is while applied. Apply a little bit there on my palette and then whoosh. We're gonna do a little bit strokes here. Some lines. And some shade. Really smooth, which is pretty cool. I'll try another color. Let's try a black here. So we're gonna press it on again to our palette. Black strokes. Line. Then full coverage. Okay, give it this a few minutes to dry, and then we'll try to see if it smears. Now it's dry. After a few minutes, I gave it like around 5 minutes, and let's see if it actually is waterproof. This is just clean water, nothing else. Oh no. It's not the ink, it's the brush. Give me a few seconds because I think my brush is really dirty. Let's do this again with a really brand new brush. So I'm gonna apply some water on my palette, and then let's see. This is just clean water, and let's see if it smears. No. I don't know if you can see it, but it smears like just a tad little bit, but not so much. It means that it doesn't reactivate. Now we do this with this one. Nothing. If you give it a little bit of force, it reactivates by just a little bit, like a real little bit right here, making pink blushies, but not so much. It doesn't reactivate so much. Now rinse our brush, apply a new water. I'm gonna try from black. Okay. Black is more veiny. Oh no. What that? Just a little bit. You can see like there's a black splotch here. Just a tad little bit. So the inks react so little bit, but they actually smear. I'll take an actual legit photo for you guys to see later. But so far, the black is not a good sign. It smudges by a tad bit. Now, if you're wondering what does a Liquitex one look like, so I'll pull out the Liquitex. This is Rubrine Red by Liquitex. The reason why we're testing it with this one, because this is a standard. And as much as possible, we have to find alternative for a great ink. Everybody using this, that it's a little bit pricey. This is Rubrine Red. I'm gonna put it in the side. I don't have black of this ink. I wish I do. Go. As you smear it. Let's give it a few minutes to dry. So while we do that, let's observe our results. So there is smudges here, which is not great. For the magenta, there's a little bit. It doesn't smudge as much, but like you can see, there's like a little swatches around this area. Here, the squiggly lines and the other, not so much. So I guess this, because it has more pigment concentration, it happens. But here in the blacks, look at that. It's not that really in there, but it doesn't bleed so much. Now that it's dry, let's give it another test. So clean water, clean brush. Nothing. You know, that's a pure nothing. It really doesn't react at all. Well, that's how it usually is. Now let's do another test. So people really genuinely want to know, how does a Liquitex white against our local acrylic white inks? So to do that test, I'll be pulling out some bases. So these are black bases. And I'll be opening our white. Arcus will be on our left, and then white on Liquitex. So let's start with Liquitex first. So I am gonna pour Liquitex on the palette. It's so easy with a dropper bottle, guys. This is what I love about it. Okay, this white there. And then for our Arcus, I'm also gonna put it same palette. Dropper bottles are great. Use our new brush to spread it. So this is what it is. On track. That is Liquitex. For Arcus, a little bit wet, but you can see the surface tension. It does. Yeah. Now we'll give this time to dry. After a few minutes, the Liquitex is already dry, but the Arcus one is still a little bit wet. So I'll give it a few more minutes, maybe 2 more, and let's see how it goes. And now we're back. So after a few more minutes, you give it time to dry. So this is for the Arcus one. That's so opacity wise, it's not that bad. Okay. Opacity wise, it's not that bad. It's very opaque-ish. Problem is the surface tension. So in plastic, it's very flowy. Doesn't stick well in the plastic. But the way the pigment is, it's pretty strong. But usually some acrylic inks are very watered down to the point that it's just water, no paint at all. And you can still see the pigment in this one, which is good. For this one, of course, this is the Liquitex one. You can see it did not actually disperse surface tension. It's great. When you compare both, concentration of pigment are almost the same. Look at that. But then again, for the price, this is $250, this is around $400, and that is really off already. And you can see the similarities in concentration of the pigment. Now for our next test, let's see if these inks are amazingly airbrushable. So now this is going to be an airbrush sampler. So this is a piece of paper mounted in my canvas. So I'll be using my harder and steam back Evolution Squidward Edition to try this out. This is fully clean and no thinner or anything. We're going to try our blue to see if this Arcus Hobby inks are really airbrush friendly, because majority of a miniature painter who uses acrylic inks, they use it for airbrushing their first base coats on their miniature. Just gonna apply a little bit here. You can see that, a few drops, and good. Then let's see. Okay, our first stroke. So I'm gonna do some strokes here. Sorry, do some strokes here. Oh, that's very nice. It's not speckling, which is good. If I do bigger strokes. Okay, closer, smaller. That is nice. Okay, so if you observe it here, there's no speckling on the flow. Means it really flows really good on the airbrush. This is nice. Okay, let's try another color. Now wipe the excess off. I'll use their orange. Give it a twirl and oh, same. Small lines. Oh, there you go. It's also not speckling. Go far. Okay, close. Z. Ah, nice. Also doesn't do the same thing against the blues. Oh, okay, so verdict, is it airbrushable? It is. If you're wondering what is my PSI, I am running this at 20 on my air compressor. This is at 20 PSI and it's super airbrushable, guys. Doesn't speckle. Good. So conclusion, would I recommend this inks to you guys? I will. It's only $250. The Liquitex is $400. It comes a dropper bottle, which is an easy for you to put it on your airbrush or in your palette. A little manageable is in a little bit of the activation. It's just a little bit, but I think for the price, it's already doable. Now, the surface tension thing that it doesn't really stick to plastic as much. It could be fixed with primer. This is just no primer, so I guess it's fine. But compared to the smoothness of the Liquitex, it just proves that this is just a superior product. But if you want something really close to Liquitex, it is pretty close, and I'd say go for it. If you're on a budget, this is a great alternative for it. Now, thank you for everyone who watched this. I also really thank you for the Arcus Hobby team. By the way, I bought this with my actual money, so this review is not biased for anything. And this is really, really good for what it is. $250, guys, it's not bad. It's already $2,200 for the entire set of 10. That is already a steal. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. This is Kaizen, and I see you guys in the next video, which is a lot more interviews because I've been editing it for days and I finally have time to post them all.